Segment 3, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. We're real big on community policing. Sonny, in his spare time, is the chairman of the District Advisory Committee of the 24th District. Go to caps24.org to find the community policing meetings in the 24th District. Call 311 citywide. CAPS is still alive, and hopefully whoever is going to be running the police department will understand the necessity to bring CAPS back where it was. We're also, you can watch us on YouTube. Go to www.ntnm.org and you'll see all the links to see all our shows on YouTube. And actually every Tuesday at 10 o'clock, and Thursday at 8 o'clock, you can actually watch us on live streaming video from Evanston. And, go to the website once again and you can see it. So you can actually watch us from your computer in Timbuktu, live from Evanston, Illinois. So in any event, thank you so much. And it is a pleasure to introduce you to somebody we haven't had on for a while. Somebody who actually is one of the most watched guests we've ever had because people just seem to love all the segments and they really tend to watch. And that would be my favorite gubernatorial candidate of last time around, Scott Lee Cohen.
Scott Lee. Well, I thought it was Marty Levinson.
You are Marty Levinson.
Oh, okay, there you go. You're confusing me now. Hi, Avi.
Sorry about that. And I want to thank Kelly Tarrant for bringing you over here today.
Absolutely. She's a wonderful person.
Absolutely. And so anyway, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? That's a good question. I've been trying to stay out of trouble. No, I have been.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're in some trouble because otherwise it's no fun.
It is no fun, right? Listen, I got to keep the people on their toes and make sure that the people of Illinois are taken care of. So
no, that would be good. And I think some of us were privately mentioning earlier, it wasn't me who said it, but it was a great line, was that, Marty might actually have been a better governor and everybody would have nicer looking hair.
Yeah, that's very true. And maybe be able to run a state a little bit better. But that's not why I'm here. And I'm not here to put down the governor. And listen, he's got his hands full. This state is in disarray. And there's a big mess down there. So I feel sorry for him and what he's going through, but we have got to move the state forward. And one of the reasons why I came here is to talk about how I'm going to do that. And I made a promise to the people, and that was to continue to hold my job fairs, whether I was elected or not. And I'm holding up my promise, and we're having a big job fair on April 9th. I got to look at the paper now. I can't.
That's okay. I was looking at it too.
It's April 9th from 11 to 3 at Seaward Park, which is 375 West Elm Street.
Okay.
This particular one, I'm co-hosting with Reverend Dr. Marvin Alexander from the Union Baptist Missionary Church, somebody who was a big supporter of mine during the campaign. Oh, well, thank you. He's a wonderful guy. He's been preaching for 43 years. And just like myself, and we are seeing so much unemployment out there that we sat down and had a conversation and felt that this is a great way to put people back to work. And let me just say this, my job fairs have always been free. I never charge the vendors to come. I certainly don't charge the people looking for opportunity to come. It's been a wonderful thing. Over the course of 2 years, we've had scores of people get jobs.
Well, elected too wouldn't have been a bad thing.
Yeah, you know what? I guess I still got politics on my mind.
Scores of people's lots of people. By the way, if you don't know, scores 20.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's 20.
Well, there's been scores and scores. When I was campaigning, I would get yelled at for using a specific number. But many people have walked away with jobs.
Which I think is terrific.
Well, listen, it's one way in which I can help because, of course, I'm not an elected official, and I made a promise.
One of the things I got to tell you, when you won for lieutenant governor, I remember sitting down with Bernie Stone, and he said on the air that besides for the fact that he had really good taste and he voted for you, he said that the reason you won there were two reasons he gave. One is that you understood what people need are jobs, and you went after that. And not only that, but you actually traveled the whole state.
All 102 counties. But I did it because I enjoyed what I was doing. I enjoyed talking to the people and hearing their needs, and then coming up with a solution to better their lives. That is why I won. And hopefully one day, if I decide to run again, if the people want me to run again, that I will be able to, again, meet with the people and hear their needs and come up with solutions. But you know, while we're on the subject, let's talk about Bernie for a second.
Absolutely, one of my favorite subjects.
He's unfortunately in the fight of his life, and you know, Bernie was the first person to ever stand up and endorse and support me. I've grown very fond of Bernie because, you know, when you talk about politics and you deal with politicians, you don't always know if you can count on them, if their word is their bond. And with Bernie, and one of the reasons why I admire him is because when he gives somebody his word, he's always stood by and delivered, always. And I believe that that's what the 50th ward needs. If I lived in the 50th ward, I would most certainly vote for him. I've supported him. I've helped him with his campaign. Whatever I can do to help Bernie.
No, I'm with you all the way, and I'm really hoping I'll be voting early and often. Well, actually, not often.
Well,
and not early.
wait, this is Illinois. You can vote as many times as you want.
I would always say vote early and often. When I had Dick Devine on or Anita Alvarez on, I advised them to vote early and often.
That's exactly right. Listen, when I was campaigning, people would say, I'm not going to vote for you once, I'm going to vote for you 5 times. It's unfortunate that Chicago has that political rap, but you know.
Well, at one time it was very justified.
It sure was, wasn't it?
Listen, when I used to cover a certain person in the polls, you know, I'd blink my eyes and the 5 people voted. Anyway, let's get to...
we talked about the job fair. You know, we have a new component to the job fairs this time, and that is that we have continuing education so that people can expand or enhance their job skills. You know, when I was campaigning, I said many times that we don't teach our children job skills. We teach our children scholastic skills and how to read and write. Until we educate them better in job skills, there's going to be a high unemployment rate. So this is one way to educate them and to, again, help the people.
No, that sounds great. That sounds absolutely great. I'm glad to see that you're actively involved in doing these kind of things.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have it any other way. Again, when somebody makes their promise, you have to deliver on your promise, and I did. I told the people I was going to continue the job fairs, and here I am.
No, that sounds great. And if people would like to contact you, if people want to, well, you got anything more to plug, or am I leaving stuff out?
Well, no, let's see. We got Bernie.
Yeah.
We got the job fair.
Yeah.
I want to say that Kelly is a wonderful person who has devoted much of her time to make our job fairs successful.
Yay, Kelly.
She's a great person.
She is.
But if people want to know about the job fair, go to my website, scottleecohen.com. You can register. You can receive our newsletters. Again, there's no charge for anything, for coming to the job fair, for being in the job fair. It's all funded by myself. It's just a way to help the people.
All right. Oh, by the way, I also want to wish Gina Beretta good luck in her new position.
Yeah, she's working for the Hyatt Corporation.
It's like a parking type thing.
Yeah, for the parking division.
You know, we're on LinkedIn together, so that's how I saw about it. So yeah, I sent her a mouse. I forgot to ask her for Basil Plan Still Alive that I gave her.
You know, I asked her about that. I really did the last time I talked to her, which was a few weeks ago, and she did. She happened to mention it.
Cool.
Yeah, so that she was very happy you gave that to her. She's a very nice person too.
Matter of fact, in the next week, I'm gonna have to. It's time to start planting lettuce and things like that. It's really not too early at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't know about any of that.
I mean,
stuff.
certain cold weather things, and actually certain things I'll start in the house. But anyway, we also want to plant the seeds of good government.
Yeah,
and that would be a
absolutely.
good thing. So, you know what, keep him in mind. Whatever he decides to run for, you know, should be very interesting. And Of course, in closing the show out today, make sure you vote for Bernie Stone. There's no reason you can't go to early voting.
Absolutely. Bernie is somebody that's going to stand up and stand for the people of this ward. He is a decent human being. And you know what? Let me just say this.
Please.
When you think he's sleeping at the city council meetings, he's not. That man is still sharp as a tack.
Absolutely. And I've seen it over here, and you know what?
Sharp.
He is. I mean, you know, like if an 18-year-old person rests his eyes, nobody thinks twice about it.
Right.
So, you know what? It's only because somebody's older. It's like,
I don't even think he's resting his eyes. I think that's a little shtick that Bernie has. He just wants people to think that he's sleeping.
oh, yeah, and then he can get to hear the good stuff.
Yeah,
that's probably
exactly
true.
right. You know, Bernie, he's a sharp guy.
I like that. Anyway, I also want to thank my entire technical crew, Sonny Hirsch, and I want to thank all of you for joining us. And stay tuned. Oh, and we're doing a live show March 27th. So that's this coming Sunday, 10:30 in the morning, Can TV Studios. Want to thank everybody down there, and we look forward to seeing you guys early and often. Thanks to you, and thank you, Scott.
Avi, no, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.